guys, so I'm here today doing my everyday makeup routine, and this is the end result. You guys can see how I hopefully go from a 0 to maybe a 5, but yeah, I'm going to be showing you guys myself without makeup, which is a little scary, so be warned. I just want to say too, I'm not a beauty guru or a makeup artist or anything like that. This is just kind of how I do things, and I do some kind of weird stuff that some people might not do, but yeah, I'm going to be showing you guys some tips and tricks if you're interested, and yeah, let's just get right into it, and let's go. So really the first thing I do is make sure my hair is tied back, so I either do ponytail or braids or whatever, just so it's not in the way. And then the first thing I use is, I usually put on moisturizer first if I have time. If I don't, then I don't. But the first thing I use is this primer by Monica Diol. It's called Stellar. So yeah, you just get a little bit out, and I usually just put this like on my cheeks and on my forehead. And yeah, it should just make the makeup lock in better. So that's step one. Then the next thing that I'll use is this Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer in the shade Nude. And I'll sometimes use this just by itself if my skin is good, but today my skin is a little bit broken out, so I'm probably going to use foundation as well. But I'm going to use this kind of as a base. Do is just get a little bit, and then I just spread it out a little bit. And it just kind of gives an even base for putting on foundation. So the next thing we're going to do is use this NARS foundation in the shade Mont Blanc, I guess. I don't really know what it's called. But usually I just dot a little bit on my cheeks, on my nose, and on my forehead here, and then on my chin. And then I'm going to take this brush here by Eco Tools. It's just like a soft brush, and kind of just blend it in. I also use my fingers a little bit, which I don't know if you're supposed to do, but I find that that works as well. So now that's pretty much blended in. If you guys can see, it's pretty much blended in. So this is kind of my base for my makeup, and then I'm going to start doing kind of my blush and bronzer. So the blush that I usually use is this one here by Tarte, and it's in the shade Party, which was actually a limited time release, so I'm not sure if they still have it or not, but it's really good. It's just kind of like a pale nude color. So typically I'll just take a brush like this one here by MAC. This is a MAC 127 brush, and you just like dip it in here and kind of use it on the apples of your cheeks. And I like to go on my nose a little bit too. So I like to do it just on the center of my nose. And then go on my cheek here again. I like to go to almost up to like my eye. I don't know, I like blush. I think it's one of the most important parts of a makeup routine because it makes me look a lot more like alive. Not as zombie-ish. And then I will start to use bronzer. I don't always use bronzer in the winter, but I'll do it today because I'm showing kind of my makeup routine, and I'll typically use bronzer in the summer. So the bronzer that I usually use is this one by Tarte here in the shade Park Avenue Princess, but I have like almost none left, and so I have to go buy more of this because it's actually pretty good. But I got this one here for Christmas from Becca. It's the Becca and Chrissy Teigen line, and it's in the shade Cinnamon Sugar, and it's actually pretty good. It's like a powder one, and you just kind of put it in here, and then I'll usually take a little brush like this and then just dip it in, and again kind of just go on your jawbone, or not your jawbone, your I don't know what it's called, your cheekbone, yeah. You kind of put on your cheekbone here. And I don't go too crazy with the bronzer, but I like to put a little bit sometimes on my temples too. Yeah, that's kind of the extent that I will do bronzer. So then when you have that done, then usually what I'll do is take this big brush here, also by Eco Tools, and it's pretty good. This is my favorite brush probably, just because I use it every day to kind of just blend everything together. And so I'll kind of just start here and just start blending things together. I really like to try and blend down my neck just so it doesn't look like it's a totally different color. And then blend in your forehead too. And yeah, that's kind of what I use this for. It's a really good brush. And then what I'll do is usually use a translucent powder. Right now I have this one by Nude by Nature. And usually I'll just take a little bit out like this onto the brush and then just pat it on my face. I don't think that you absolutely need translucent powder, but it definitely helps lock in your makeup, unless you use like a setting spray, like that would be good too. But right now I don't have a setting spray. I kind of need to go shopping and get one, but yeah, so now my face makeup is pretty much done, and I'll go on to probably my favorite thing, which is my eyes. I like to do my eyes the most, and so typically I will use this palette here, the Sweet Peach Too Faced palette, just because it has quite a few natural colors down here. As you can see, I've used these ones a lot. These are typically the ones that I use every day. I will also sometimes use this one here by Tarte. It's the Love Trust and Fairy Dust palette, and I've used up quite a bit of the natural colors in here too, but I really like to go with these purples and browns on a regular basis because I find they look good with brown eyes. So what I'll do first, I don't know if everyone does it this way, but I do my eyeshadow before my mascara and my eyeliner, just because if you do it the other way around, like, I feel like then you get eyeshadow on your mascara, which I don't like. But anyway, so what I'll do is kind of just take a cream colored shade like this one here. This one is called Glossamer, and I'll just take a cream colored shade with this little brush and just go in the corner. And so yeah, once I've done that, I have a little bit of cream color in the corner. Then I will probably take this palette here from Too Faced, and I will go in this color here called Luscious. And it's just like a kind of sparkly brown. But this is probably my favorite color to use because it's a little bit sheer, but it has a tiny glitter to it. So I'll kind of go in with that in the middle of my eye. And then I will start to kind of carve out the crease. And so to do that, I'll use kind of a brown shade. I'll probably go with this one here called Charmed, I'm Sure. And I just kind of take that, and you can see it show up quite a bit. I just kind of carve out the edge of my eye just to kind of contour that. And then once I have that, that's kind of the base for my eye. It's just doing a cream, shimmer, and then just a matte brown at the end. And then what I'll do is go into this palette here from Tarte and use one of these purples. So I'll tend to go with the medium shade here, and it's called Whimsical. And then I'll just take that and put it kind of all over my eye. And then that's kind of the extent that I do on the top of my eye. I'll then tend to go with a brown shade just beneath my lash line on the bottom. So I'm going to go with this purpley brown called Wonder. And I'll go in with the other side of the brush that is kind of a sharp tip. And then just kind of go underneath a little bit. You can smudge it out as well. And then I'll tend to do that on my upper lash line as well. I always use my fingers for everything, which I think is kind of bad, but I don't know. So that's kind of what I do there. And then what I'll do before doing my eyeliner is I will go for a small highlight. I don't do a ton of highlighter. just because I don't know, I like highlighter, but I don't do a ton of it. But I tend to use it. If I do use it, I use it on my eyes. And I'm going to go in with this Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. And I tend to use this color here, the white, kind of whiter shade called Marshmallow. That's what I'll usually use in the winter. In the summer, I might go in with something darker. But right now, we're going to use Marshmallow. And I use this little brush here, which I think is an eyeshadow brush, but I use it for highlight too, and it's from the brand Quo. And I just take a little bit here and then put it on my eye, underneath my eyebrow here, just to highlight that a little bit. And I tend to take it in here too, beside my nose, and then do a little bit on my nose. And that's usually all I'll do, but if I'm gonna do a highlight, I might go in here a little bit too. And that's it. I don't really go crazy with highlighter because I think that I kind of like a more matte look on myself, but if I'm going to an event or whatever, then maybe I will do more highlighter. So now I'm going to get started with my eyeliner. Two that I'm using right now are these two Marc Jacobs ones. One is a white shade and one is brown. And you guys are probably thinking, why the hell are you using a white shade on your eyes? That's kind of weird, but I actually like it a lot. I find it opens up your eye a lot. It brightens up your eye if you are kind of tired and have dark circles like me. So what I do with the white one is just take the tip and tend to just put it in the corner of my eye. I kind of like draw a little X in the corners of my eye like that. And then I'll take it onto my eyelid as well, just kind of there, and I'll do that on the other side as well. And sometimes I even take it up near my eyebrow, just to add to the highlight. And so then what I'll do is just smooth that in, and I find it just creates a really natural looking highlight because it's pretty matte, but it draws attention to the center of your eye. It's supposed to make your eyes look bigger, which I don't know if it does, but I kind of like doing it. And sometimes too, if I have really dark circles, I will take a white eyeliner and just kind of go under here and smooth that in like that. And then I feel like it looks a little bit brighter. It probably doesn't, but you know what, we'll do it anyway. And then I will use this brown shade here, and this is in the shade Truffled. It's Marc Jacobs, and I just take the end here and I use this kind of at the corners of my eye by just going like that. And I'll sometimes use this underneath my eye too, on the bottom. And that's about all I'll do with that. And then what I'll go in with is this eyeliner by Marc Jacobs again, but this one is a liquid one. So I really like liquid eyeliners because I feel like they stay in place. I use these two that are kind of gelish eyeliners, I guess, or gel pencil eyeliners, but I really do like the liquid just to have like a long lasting eyeshadow look and to kind of get that winged look. So what I'll do is just kind of go in from the corner and kind of fan it out. I don't use a ton because I did already put on a little bit of that gel eyeliner, but I feel like this allows you to get really close in the corner, and then you can also kind of get that wing there. And so yeah, that's kind of what I do with my eyes. And then the last step is going to be to do mascara. And I have this eyelash curler here. I don't always curl my lashes because a lot of times I'm doing my makeup in like 5 minutes and I don't have time. But we're going to do it today just because this is kind of like a full makeup look. And so, I don't know, I always get so scared of these things because like they can rip your eyelashes out, which would suck. But I don't know, we'll do it. So yeah, you just kind of do that. I don't know. I feel like it maybe makes them a little bit curlier. Yeah. And then what I'll do is go in with this mascara from Too Faced. It's called Damn Girl. Yeah, it's called Damn Girl. It's their new one. I usually use the Better Than Sex one, but I decided to try this one, and it's actually been very good. I like Too Faced products, and this one's really great. So then you just kind of go in like this. And yeah, I don't go too crazy on the mascara because I find that if I do, sometimes my eyes get itchy. And then yeah, that's really it for my eyes. And yeah, I don't have eyelash extensions. I've kind of wanted them, but then I always am like, it's too much work for me. So I probably won't ever get eyelash extensions. So usually I just do this with my eyes, and yeah, my eyelashes could be longer, but it's fine. And then with my eyebrows, I just leave my eyebrows, which I think is kind of like an unpopular thing. And every time I do my eyebrows, they end up looking like really, really black, and it just doesn't look good. So I stopped doing them. I just let them do whatever now. I don't pluck them. I've never really gotten them plucked or waxed or threaded or anything like that. I just leave my eyebrows completely natural. And so the last thing, and kind of most fun thing, I think, is doing lips, which can really take your look to the next level. So we're gonna use, I don't know, I have a lot of lip products that I like, so I'm just gonna kind of choose a nudie one because that's kind of what I do in my everyday. So what I'm gonna use for my lips is this Stila palette here, and it's called the Sunrise Splendor Convertible Cheek and Lip Palette. So you can also use this on your cheeks, and sometimes I will do that at this step too. I'll just take the nude color here and kind of pat that on my cheeks. I like to use this kind of like under my eye. It just adds a bit of a more dewy effect. And then on my nose a little bit too. I like to do that because it just adds a little bit of a dewy effect. And then what I'll do for my lips is usually take this color and I kind of just use a little bit of that and put it on the outside of my lips. Just kind of like that. And then I'll go in with this bottom nude color here and just put that on my lips. And then if I want to make it darker, I'll put a little bit of this. So yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Sometimes too, I will use a lip liner. So I really like this one here by Uyu Beauty. It's a Toronto-based brand, so I'm not sure if you can get it anywhere else, but it's really good because it's just kind of like a plain nude color, and it's in the shade Poppy if you're interested. And then what I kind of do is obviously just draw on my lips. And yeah, I feel like this really helps if you have thin lips. I think you can kind of draw them a lot bigger. I have not super thin lips, so I tend to just kind of use this and draw around my lips, but I think it makes them look bigger, which is good. And then I will tend to use this lipstick here, also by Uyu Beauty, and this is just their like basic nude shade. It's made in Canada. It's in the shade 001. It's just kind of like this basic nude, which is what I like to use for every day. And so I'll just take that and just use a little tiny bit of it. I don't use a lot because I don't really like super bright lips on me. I never really go for red lipsticks or anything because I find that looks quite a bit too bright. So yeah, this is kind of the finished look. Then what I will do is just take out my hair, and I like to put it in braids like this because the braids kind of give it a curl while you're doing your makeup, and then I'll take it out at the end, and then you get kind of this look. And so yeah, that's kind of how I do my makeup, guys. I don't know, I'm not a makeup expert, but that's just kind of what I've learned over the years. I used to do my makeup probably a lot worse than this. But yeah, I didn't start wearing makeup until I was maybe like 13 or 14, so I started wearing makeup pretty late. But I like to do it, it's fun. I don't think there's any wrong way to do makeup. There's lots of ways to do makeup looks, which is really fun. I tend to go for kind of a simple, kind of natural look, but it's really fun to do, you know, colorful things and stuff like that. But this is what I tend to do for my everyday look. This is just the final look. And so yeah, that's kind of it. I feel like we went from 0 to at least 60, because me without makeup is a little bit sad. But yeah, I mean, a few years ago I never would have showed myself without makeup on camera, but here we are. Everyone's beautiful though without makeup. Makeup's really fun to do, and it makes me feel good about myself, and it makes a lot of people feel good about themselves, so I would never shame people for wearing makeup, but everyone looks great too, natural. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe. I'll put my Instagram on the screen right here, and you can follow. I post a lot of pictures of kind of my outfits and stuff like that, if you're interested. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I would love to check out your channel. If you comment below, I'll check that out for sure. Yeah, this is my everyday makeup. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next video.